And now for your host of Orna's Daily Dose, it's Orna.
Hi guys and welcome back. Welcome to Orna's Daily Dose, and today we have a special guest. You may recognize her from her very own, very successful YouTube channel, Ancient Ire. She is a psychic tarot card reader, a spiritual advisor. She's intuitive.
Spiritual consultant. You name it, I do it.
And a very handy, classy woman. But
Thank you.
today she is here to discuss a misconception of psychics, and we're going to talk about and compare psychic tarot readers or mediums, or however you want to refer to them as, and prophets. What is the difference between a prophet and a psychic, and the misconception. But let's start off by talking a little bit about Ancient Ire. So let's talk about how your upbringing, your growing up, where you grew up.
Well, I've always known that I was psychic from a very young age. It's probably since the time I could talk. But I grew up in a very Christian Baptist family.
Very religious.
And I grew up in the church. I went to Sunday school. I went to church every Sunday.
Very Southern.
Even went to private school.
So you were a firm religious believer and follower?
Well, my family was. Not that I didn't believe, but I was always questioning. I always questioned everything and everyone about what I was being taught. Which, annoyed.
Annoyed the grandma and the mother.
Yeah,
and
did you
ever address any issues with them as a child? Like, did you ever question, like, tell me to believe? Or I'm not saying she doesn't believe.
For example, at 5 years old, I was the little girl next to, my grandmother or my mother, but I was arguing with the preacher man. I would question things. Well, why is this? Why is that?
So you've questioned religion
always,
from the start.
And, the pastor would always kind of get, not perturbed, but just
a lot of them do
frustrated.
Because they don't always have the answer.
Exactly,
to it. I've noticed that with no shame to Jehovah Witnesses, but they don't like when you question too much.
Well,
they don't have the answers to everything.
Yeah, and neither do I, but
so what
I'm
is your
always on the
religious
quest for truth.
Now? Well, let's rewind before we answer that question. So you grew up Baptist. You got growing up. When did the start of your psychic abilities or your
Yeah,
gifts?
well, in the Baptist or community, I should say, it is frowned upon to be a psychic, to claim to be a psychic, to be a seer, to be a
made fun of, or you're called
fortune
crazy.
teller,
Yeah.
You're evil, so that was definitely a taboo, so I, and not that my family ever pushed me to hide my gift, but it was just one of those taboos that you didn't talk about.
And Baptists are very, I believe, I've been to a Baptist church, that was the last church I went to, and they were very accepting of the, homosexuals and gay community. They may not approve of it, but they don't they don't make you feel.
Well, that's a good one that you went to.
First Baptist Church in Refugio.
Texas.
So Baptist, the Baptist Church you grew up in.
So I have a very firm foundation in the religious upbringing. You know what I mean? And they're in the teachings. So I think that's an advantage that I have, because I can see both.
You can see the comparison.
Right. I can see both sides of it, and now today I would classify. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. I'm not religious.
Which is not saying she's not a believer
of
God.
Absolutely. I absolutely believe. I just don't believe in the man-made Bible and everything that is printed in it.
Slave driving. I think it's a form of slave driving. I do.
Well,
I'm sorry.
It's a form of control.
It's which sure. I believe it's like slave driving. We just talked about this on yesterday's episode with Selena. Her father was a slave driver. There's no other way but their way, and you're gonna follow it. Their vision is the only.
Well, I've always said that what's the best way to control the masses? Fear. And that's what the church, and I say church because I'm using that as a broad,
And
you know.
the church is it's the people's fault why the church gets frowned upon, or does people do not turn to church, or they choose not to go to church. It's not the church's fault, which, by the way, church was not a building. Church
Well,
is
yes, exactly. Well, that's a whole nother topic.
yes,
Yeah, that's a whole
it's
nother
basically
topic.
the
But
people have given it such a spin, and they just try to, if they don't like it, they don't approve of it, they don't understand it, they will frown upon it, and they will put it in the name of the church or of God or in the name of Jesus, spilled by the blood, or in the name of God. And we'll, again, that's another topic. But
I just, my whole thing is, the Orthodox religion, I am not. I have made my own decision as an adult
yes,
to not follow the Orthodox teachings
yes.
and
I'm
beliefs.
Catholic, and yes.
But I am spiritual, and I do believe in God, and I do believe in a higher power. I do believe in angels, and I do believe in demons. So,
And other stuff.
and much more.
Okay, so when did you first start getting in touch with your?
Like I said, I've pretty much always been psychic. I just, as a young child, I just kind of knew things.
And you never questioned, like, what is this, or just thought it was everybody?
Well, not as a child. As a young child, no. It was one of those things I hadn't been taught yet or brainwashed yet to think that was bad, that I shouldn't be, doing this or know these things or whatever. It was just just one those. I just knew it. It's like a child who sees spirits or believes in fairies. It's just something
you can't
that they
explain, but and it's there, and you can't get
before
rid of
they are brainwashed into thinking they're not there. And so I've always had. I guess I was always a special child.
I was thinking that wasn't in a good way.
Oh yes, it was.
Not according to the church again, but again.
Another topic. Well, I think you're special.
And I always knew I was.
But when I turned 13, between 13 and 15, somewhere in there.
Not too long ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My gifts started to blossom and grow, and I started having prophetic dreams.
At what age was it?
Between 13 and 15,
And
somewhere in there.
I did notice a prophetic dream.
Yeah, prophetic dream. But I didn't understand them, and they actually scared me because of their accuracy.
You rejected them then.
I actually blocked myself. I had I had a dream of a prophetic dream of the death of a very tragic death of 3 of my family members, and it scared the crap out of me.
So does that dream come?
Yes,
true?
it did. Yes, exactly as I dreamt it, and it scared the
Now let me ask you,
crap.
that dream, did it happen right away? That dream, did it come
within
true
weeks.
within the dream, within a week? But it didn't happen tomorrow, or the
No.
next day, or the following days. Okay, and I bring that up for a reason, but
Yeah.
we'll get back to why I
Right.
asked that.
But yeah, and I just ended up scaring myself because I had no one there to kind of guide me and talk to me about my gifts. So
And asking questions.
right,
that would have
right, and I rejected them myself, and I remember standing out in the street and saying, "Take this! I don't want this! Take it away!" And
They thought she was on drugs. I'm just joking, but
well, maybe, but
so
yeah,
you pushed it, you blocked yourself, you
Right.
constipated the mind, and
constipated the mind.
and then you went through high school, and
Yeah, I continued my life, and I still had some gifts. You cannot block everything, but it was nothing too spectacular. You know what I mean? It was just, I knew they were going to do a pop quiz today. You know what I mean?
And then keep in mind,
But-
she was 13. You someone started
somewhere in there,
originally.
yeah.
Now, do you mind if I speak of? Okay, so at 15, was it 15 or 16, where you became or were on the verge of becoming a mother yourself?
I was actually 15 when I got pregnant with my first son. A very young, I know. So yes, I became a mother at 16. He was 4 months.
And she finished high school,
With honors.
continued to get her education, further put herself through work and college, finished and became a CT
I am a
technologist.
CT technologist.
Make sure I
I'm
said
a
that right.
registered CT tech.
A lot of people say CT technician, and so
Yeah, that
there's
is
a
wrong.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Don't work on them.
And so she was in the medical field.
Yes, for
And
15 years.
15 years, and married for almost that time. The same amount of time before you. She is divorced and remarried, happily remarried, very happy, very happy. But she,
Life lessons, right?
life lesson. That was it. The reason I bring that up is because it was some of those life lessons, and during that ending of that marriage, that she had no choice but to face who she was and have to use it.
Well, my gifts came back during my divorce. They came back with a vengeance. They said, we are no longer going to be ignored, and pow, you all.
It's kind of like when they, like you in the shows and the movies, you see that you don't know it or things don't happen until your adrenaline's pumping and just like, oh, that's how you do it. You don't know how to control it.
It was one of those very traumatic experiences.
The mind had to, push back or whatever it did, and so you started asking questions at that point. Like you came back, it arose again, and you decided to, after lots of research and lots of competitiveness with the mind and
urgence of my spirit guides, they do not like to be ignored.
She came to a decision, a very big decision in her life, to leave the medical field and become full-time.
And follow my path, my purpose.
And a lot of people call that crazy. That's not crazy. That's just, I don't know, but it's a calling, I guess, that you feel you can't push it back. You have to pursue it. You feel it's that important, it's urgent, and it's not wrong. It's not crazy. I've known doctors who have left the field just to become fathers, pastors, or priests, and does that make them crazy? No, because it's religious. But I love God and I love Jesus. I again am also open to.
I drink a little bit.
But I'm very open-minded now to. There's more out there. There's more than one God. There's more than one way of life. I mean, there's more. If you can believe in a Holy Ghost, you can believe in other ghosts too. You can believe in the devil. You can believe in demons. I mean, there's always.
If you believe in God, you got to believe in. If you believe in angels, you got to believe in demons. Right?
Exactly. You can't have one without the other.
There's a yin yang in everything. There's a balance in everything.
Yes, I don't believe in unicorns. I believe in horny horses. That's it.
Well, you should.
I believe in a horny horse, but that's a whole other topic for another episode.
We won't go there.
But I take that, Pastor. Okay.
My.
Okay, so we're talking about her leaving the medical field, and what did you do from that after you left? What did your family? Oh my goodness.
Oh well, leaving the medical field was, I had already started pursuing my path. I was following my path. I started reading for other people. I started, spiritual consulting.
Openly, or with your family knowing?
Openly, yes. But it was more like on the side. And the universe, God, whatever, higher self, the higher powers,
and she's like
the powers
that
be,
in her head.
Yes, the voices in my head, and outside my head, they, it's almost as if they were just kind of kicking me out of the medical field as well. I won't go into detail, but
with gifts come other things.
Yes.
Other things to tend to, and it was
it was almost a forced exit, and it was almost like the universe put its foot on my butt and kicked me right out the door.
And she had a great backing, her support, her husband, her amazing husband,
and my friends,
and supported her decision and her move, and fully had faith in her. Her family, for being Baptist and the upbringing she had, surprisingly, I'm surprised that they have come.
That was the biggest challenge.
I can imagine, especially, I mean, leaving the medical field, she was a teen mom, so therefore a lot was expected, or fail. She was expected to fail. You basically said statistics show, that teen moms don't ever get past. They're lucky to graduate high school. Well, she beat that statistic, and so it was a challenge. It was a good, and to leave it and just say.
I sacrificed a lot for my career. I sacrificed family time. I sacrificed so much that, some people just don't understand how much I sacrificed for my career. That just, it breaks my heart now to know what I missed pursuing that almighty dollar. And no, do I make the money I used to? No.
So therefore, no sane person would do. They would say, I'm saying with people claim no sane person could leave something like that without being
crazy. Why
would
you do this?
Yes, so now I'm sure you're getting labeled, tagged, and ridiculed, and just the people in your community. Have you lost any friends? Any of the old people that you hung out with? Or
that's okay, yep. But that's just, as you grow, as you ascend, And your vibration, I'm going a little spiritual
My
here.
vibration is simple, but
When when you are bettering yourself, you'll lose the toxicity around you.
and the fake. We're gonna use that
Yeah,
word
and
here. Fake.
the anchors that hold you down, and so that's okay too. You know.
And so, did you open a shop, or what did you do? How did you swing it into a business? How is it?
Yeah. Well, actually, has it been 2 years now? I
I
believe
think
so.
about 3.
I believe it's been 3 years ago. On leap year.
I took
February
a leap.
29th. Yeah, I actually received a message from Spirit, Source, Universe, whatever you want to call them.
Elvis, Selena, Marilyn. I'm just kidding.
From the powers that be to take the leap of faith. And I decided right there, I said, all right, y'all better know what y'all are talking about, because, if I starve, obviously I'm not. It's up to you. But I just took the leap of faith and started Ancient Sire.
And she has a YouTube channel. In case I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but it is
YouTube and
on
website
YouTube. It is
and
Ancient Ire. That's ANCIENTSIRE is her YouTube channel. Or you can go to Etsy. She has a website of her own, ancientsire.com, where you.
And we'll have all the links below.
Yes, and we'll discuss a bit more about her products, which are awesome. I think we showed a few for brief seconds in episode 1, but okay, so that's gonna bring us to her bio. She pursued her spiritual journey.
Yes.
And apparently has done very, very well in it.
Still trying, still going.
Okay, so you are now, we're present day, now, and she has, so I'm just reading notes. Okay, so what is the difference in a psychic and a prophet? Not what is the difference, but why do you think that a prophet is accepted and a psychic is not?
A prophet, in my opinion, is labeled, truly I don't think there is a difference. But in society, prophet, when you think of prophet, you think biblical. And it is my experience that anything that is written in this man-made book is gold. You know what I mean? It is, you don't question it, it is the way it is, and that's it. And so if it comes out of this book, then it has to be truth. It has to be holy.
And no one will question. No one can
right.
question. Even if you do, you can't question.
Oh, don't question, right?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And really, the attack on psychics or seers or mystics or witches, whatever you want to, whoever has that supernatural gift.
Is automatically
condemned. And that came when the King James version of the Bible really came out. Now, King James, if you know your history, he's a little loco himself.
Yeah.
And he
committed the act of incest.
He was paranoid beyond belief that he was being cursed, which he probably was, and he probably deserved it.
It just makes me think that how many people in the biblical days were actually, they would call them unstable, crazy, or because they were paranoid, as you said, or they were, they heard voices.
Well, look at the burning times,
A lot of innocent people were killed in biblical days and all in the acts or in the blood because of the name of God. And then more, as recent years, the timeline went on, then it was in the name of the church, but
pretty sure.
I just don't see how that is seen as, that is accepted because it's in the name of Jesus, but a psychic.
Jesus would not
Yeah.
want death and...
Exactly. And just to clarify people about the sins and stuff like that, about how because I bring it up because they say psychics are, it's a sin to go to a psychic. You must not go to psychics and you must not discuss anything with psychics, etc. It's a sin. It's an abomination, really. And abominations are the one sins that's like the fine print on the contract that are not forgivable by the blood.
Which I think is funny because Jesus was a mystic himself.
Jesus was speaking. Jesus would roam the streets saying that his, he had the messages from God and he was the Son of God.
And he did.
But why is it that he was? Well, he was.
Well, he wasn't at that time. He was condemned.
He was condemned and
murdered.
When he said, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do," he was speaking of the people, basically savagely murdering him on that cross. Those people
that
at that
time.
moment. He did not mean their future generations of offspring and for millions and millions
I'm
of years
sure
to
he
come.
did not mean to be the scapegoat for the
Yes,
world's
and
sins.
he did not die for our sins. He didn't volunteer himself up there. He just said, I have no damn choice. I might as well. Well, at least don't condemn them. They did not know that they're being ignorant and that they are actually doing
In other
this.
words, he was forgiving.
Yes, he was forgiving his murderers, the people doing this to him, not your sin and your sin and your sin. Well, and my sins, except for my sins. But, okay, so that is the one really is, it's looked okay. It's okay because it's profitable.
Yeah, so
profitable.
the prophet and a psychic, yeah. So, pretty much a prophet is considered to receive their messages from God.
God, the higher power. The only higher power.
From God themselves. And a psychic is often viewed as receiving their messages from demonic spirits or from unholy spirits.
Or they're false and fake
or
and just have an agenda.
they are just trying to swindle your money. Now, that's not to say that there are not psychics that are fake.
There are fakes in everything. There's fakes in religion
and whatnot, but that's what a false prophet is as well.
And it's been quoted, or it's been said in several religious leaders. A lot of them have quoted that the psychics are false and they're fake, and the reason is because psychics tell you what the future holds, and a prophet tells you who holds the future.
I don't understand that
well,
statement.
Okay, so a prophet tells him. A prophet tells who holds the future. Well, who told the prophet who the hell holds the future?
Well,
I mean, it had to have been some voice or some spiritual, paranormal voice, but that's not. We seek advice and we seek the answers from these people who claim to know who the prophet holder is.
Right. I just would like to know who gave, the person who discerns who's a prophet and who's a psychic, who's a false prophet and who's a whatever, an evil psychic or whatever.
Because they call God that night the night before.
How do they discern who's who?
And how the heck do they have access to God to write the sermon? They say, I spoke to God this morning. He told me to preach about this. Well,
they also.
What did you call him?
Well, a burning bush was talking.
I mean, anytime they want, they can call
They can
God.
talk to a burning bush, but not a psychic.
And they're saying because and the acts are the name of the church. So psychics can be fake. There are several fakes.
I'm sure. There's many.
And I bring it up because another person quoted, another ridiculous person on YouTube, said a prophet is wrong because she asked so many questions. That's how they're wrong. They need to ask you questions so they can base their answer on what you just told them. Well, if they're going to ask you 100 questions, I hope to hell that you get the hell out of there and realize that she's fake before you pay her.
My opinion on that is use your discernment in everything. Question everything. Use your own personal discernment.
What questions do you ask? If you need to ask any, how do you start a reading? When someone sits down and says, I'd like a generalized reading, I'm assuming, or do they have a question?
I actually start with a generalized always. The only requirements I have are I need to know your name, your full birth name, and really that's not even. If you're, you
can't cheat off of a name. There's no way.
Well,
you don't have access to Google right away.
Exactly. It's just a way that I can connect to that person. Now, I personally, I don't know about all psychics, but I personally do not have to be face to face with, or
and a lot of them don't. A lot of them are
psychics.
Online, telephone. Yeah.
I can be on the phone. I can be.
And it's Cleo. Cleo was fake though, but
I can. All I need is a picture, or just a name and a date of birth. And the only reason I need a date of birth is so that I can get your sun sign, and it helps me in determining who's who in the lineup of characters. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's not as easy as just, I'm going to look at you and I'm going to know what happened yesterday, tomorrow, and 10 years from now, and what you did, what you ate.
Yeah. Every psychic's different. Every psychic has different gifts and strengths and weaknesses. Me personally, I can only, base my answers on my gifts, but they don't just come. The answers or the energy, the messages, the visions, whatever, don't just come at a drop of a hat on call.
Which takes us to the stereotypical part, how they're stereotyped. They are stereotyped to be just, when you tell anyone, this is my friend and she is a psychic tarot reader. This is Bob, he's a lawyer. This is Bill, he likes to eat bushes. And this is Ancient Irish, she is a psychic. The first thing that comes up from someone who hears you're a psychic, what's one of the most common things that they say?
What do you pick up on me?
It doesn't work that way, people. It's
actually that's very
annoying. It's rude. It's
disrespectful,
and it's very offensive because I feel like it mocks them, it ridicules
Well, I mean,
them.
you wouldn't say, "Oh, this is Bob, he's a plumber. Oh, really? Go fix my sink."
Yeah, you know, my shitter's out. I ate pizza the night before, lots of cheese.
Tell
You
me,
know,
what's wrong with my sink? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Just like the plumber, he's got to be there next to your toilet and got to know a little bit about your toilet before he can fix it.
Exactly.
Doctors, I mean, and anywhere you go, you've got to know at least a generalized
Well,
something.
you know, you go to a doctor, you don't say, "Hey, what's wrong with me?"
Exactly. And now there's seers. There are seers who are not.
Now, not to say that I don't get visions right off the bat or get that pull that energy from that person right off the bat, but it doesn't happen all the time.
It's not. She doesn't hit a button. And
Right,
yeah.
right, and it's not every single person I come across. Otherwise, I would be so
Yeah.
discombobulated. I couldn't go out in public,
And some people may be able to
and some could,
demand it
yes,
on cue.
but I cannot.
And yeah, you know, everyone's different. So the stereotypes, the mockery, all that stuff, you guys have got to stop doing. So okay, so let's.
It's not nice to test.
Yeah. And okay, a prophet, a woman quoted also back to the woman. She talks about prophets are not wrong, and they're not condemnable for being wrong. You don't ridicule them for being wrong. They just need room to grow and advance and make. They can make mistakes.
In other words,
it's common to make mistakes.
yeah.
We're human. Psychics are human. I don't see a tail, at least not in this form. I don't, you know, so I don't see, so a psychic cannot make a mistake. And also, what they predict or what they say, you know, with your reading doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow. Don't go leave that place expecting her
Exactly.
the next day you're going to happen.
Now
You
I
love
have
something.
happened. I have had that happen.
Yes, but it doesn't mean
I have-
it's got to happen that
Right.
way.
I have
Everyone's
had
different.
I've had readings where I'm talking about what I'm seeing, and it's literally happening at that moment.
And sometimes it doesn't
It
happen.
happens that way. Sometimes it doesn't happen for weeks or even a year in the future. You know, time is fluid. I do not predict time.
She
That's one
doesn't
thing.
tell you a timeline of when things are going to happen.
I do not give a timeline because, in my opinion, time is fluid, and it happens when it happens.
Things that you say to people, things that you hear when you say, I'm hearing a message about, give an example that says something that might sound odd to the normal person, but, you know, it doesn't, I have to say, don't take things literal.
Right. My messages, first of all, my messages a lot of times come in the form of metaphor. They come in the form of song, big time song, and they come in the form of numbers. Now, I am a firm believer that music is the language of the angels.
There's not one person who can't have a story that you can tie to a song, I believe. There's a song for every situation in life.
Right. So I get a lot of my messages through song. I also like numbers, numerology, that's big. Angels speak through numbers as well. In fact, when I was awakening, you know, quote unquote, you know, I kept seeing number 333 everywhere I looked, 1111 everywhere I looked, you know, and those are they're angelic numbers. Hey, wake
And
the hell
that
up! It's
that
time
happens.
to get to work.
I grew up from the age of 10 till I was 16 years old, and I would constantly, at a calculator, a telephone, or a register, I would type 15125762411, and it turned out when I was 17, that number meant so much to me, I couldn't control it. There was a number pad. I would type that number, and I don't know why. It was because the phone number of the man, the very first love I had at the age of 16, that was his phone number. His name was Heath Snyder. Shout out to Heath. Hey.
Yep, hey, that's how universe works. I dreamed of my current husband when I was 16 years old. So yeah, I actually met him in the Bahamas when I was 10, though. But that's a different story.
At the same time as Selena Chris. No, but and also
not 10. He was 10. I was 13. Anywho, yes, I'm older.
And so also the spitting of, they say, oh, psychics spit evil. They're nothing but lies and venomous lies and evil. Okay.
Some are.
Some. I mean, some are, but the definition.
So are some priests.
Exactly. I can't tell you how many of the people who have committed these horrible acts of these shootings and stuff. They're usually bullies.
I want to know how many psychics molest little children and.
Yes. Shout out to our Catholic fathers, huh? And I'm not knocking Catholics or I'm not knocking religious people. I love, I love
humans.
God. I love Jesus, and I firmly believe in what they do and all that good stuff. Hey, but humans and modern day and current
Well, any day.
society, yeah, they just it's
The
a way to
human nature.
control. Religion to me was a
It's a
base.
control.
It was to control people. It was to control so they would all basically stay in line, so to speak, and
It was a way to control the masses because
Yep.
you could not have free-thinking
instilling
people.
fear. Fear is the number one way to get someone to listen to
Free-thinking
you.
people were dangerous, especially women.
Yep. Which is why when people, or that one odd percentage of people who would come out and be like, I don't believe you, I don't follow you.
Oh, they were heretics and burned.
Yep. They would not even they didn't question whether they were right or wrong. They were just automatically wrong because they questioned the word of
Because they
God.
thought in a outside the box.
Exactly. Now, how many different words of God are we going to have? And they said the Bible, it cannot be questioned. It is all truth. Then why was there ever a New Testament?
Well, first of all, that Bible was translated and written and rewritten and rewritten and rewritten
There's different versions. I mean, how many
So,
different versions
by-
can you have from
yeah.
this one man?
and manipulated, twisted, added to, and subtracted to
Make it work.
right, for their people's agendas at that time.
The ones who would rise up and cause question and put questions of concern in other people. They
That's
would.
why there's so many contradictions in the Bible.
Yep, exactly. It is another book that it's got a lot of rituals. I believe the Bible is just
Oh,
a
yeah.
witchcraft. It's like a witch's spell book, so to speak. I mean, it doesn't tell you how to harm people, stuff like that, but it does.
Oh, yeah, it does.
A witch's book is just a little bit more straight to the point. But
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother topic,
yeah,
but, you know,
and yes, and
I have
again,
my own
I'm not
opinions on
trying
that.
to offend anyone. If you're religious, good for you.
my goal is to open some minds and, think out, put away that stereotypical, that
Gypsy looking woman,
mindset,
evil gypsy.
that ingrained mindset of society, you know?
yeah, and quit condemning what you don't
and
understand.
open your mind to the possibility of
Exactly. Just like
Something
you
much
had to
more.
with religion, you had to have an open mind to soak in religion and think, is there life after death, and so on and so forth. So,
the question of the ages.
yes, if you can have that open mind to believe that there is a heaven, then you can have an open mind to believe that there's more than just one person that was gifted. There are different gifts, and God made you the way He made you for a reason.
I do believe that. I mean,
Don't question God's
I was
gift.
born this way,
Exactly. Just like I was born this way. Lady
I'm
Gaga.
not-
Shout out to Lady Gaga.
and God doesn't make mistakes, right?
Exactly. So,
Oh, yeah.
just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it is bad.
Not saying that there are not bad.
There's bad in everything.
There's bad in everything.
It-
That's where your discernment needs to come in.
Exactly. Just like when they tied, the homosexuals to being perverted, perverts
yeah.
and perversion.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Or the straight man says, the gay guy, as long as he doesn't, at the start of every sentence when you introduce your gay friend or anyone gay, as long as he doesn't hit on me, says the straight man, well, that's not gay men, honey, that's sluts, and there's one in every group.
Well, just because you're gay don't mean you won't ever make
Exactly. They say, well, you
Unless
like,
you're Orna.
excuse
But-
the language, but you like pee-pee, don't you? And I always say, depends who's on. It's just like a hot dog. I gotta like the buns.
I like pizza too, but it depends on
Pizza,
what-
yes, exactly. I like pizza, but I don't like flatbread.
I'm not going to eat every one I see.
Exactly. I might though, but so we're gonna kind of bring it down to towards the end of this, but we're going to say what message or what advice. Do you have anything you want to kind of just clarify, bring out anything you want to say that you just want to get off your chest to whoever's viewing?
Well, number one, I am not evil.
She's normal. She doesn't have a tail. She's got a bum.
I got a bum. My messages personally, I can only speak for myself. But my personal gifts come from the higher source. Now, when I say higher source,
She means.
no, I do not. I mean the powers that be, the Creator, the angels, my higher self. Okay, that's a whole other topic. But a source that can see the bird's eye view that I cannot as a human being.
I was a beast.
And
We just gotta drop in.
yeah, interesting. But just open your mind and if you do ever get a reading or come across something like that, I'm a firm believer in timing, and nothing happens by coincidence. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as coincidence. So if you are guided to a certain reader or a certain reading or whatnot, you're there for a purpose.
In front of a psychic's window, and you something stops you and tells you, even did you stop and question it? You've never questioned before, why do I want to, why did I stop to consider this? Do it. It's not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
It's not going to kill you.
Just open your mind and put away those perceptions.
Exactly.
You know.
And then I guess let's talk a little bit about, oh yes, one more thing I want to bring up. People say that psychics, if it's a gift from God, that they should not charge for their gifts.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, I got bills to pay, people, and
just like our fathers and pastors and priests, and the church is probably one of the wealthiest places. I mean, the church is just unbelievably wealthy. They don't even have to pay taxes, but we have a lot of paid priests, fathers. I mean,
you could have a very talented mechanic, and you're going to pay him.
Exactly.
So
Joel Osteen. Shout out to Joel. You do what you do, but he does get paid. I'm sorry, he does. I don't care what
that
anyone
mega church
says.
costs some money, don't it?
Exactly. And there's the case of that African American. What was he? A pastor? A father? He was something. Of that nature. And he was found guilty of, oh my God, millions and millions of dollars of taking from our offerings, and he was taking it to buy Gucci and all kinds of stuff.
Well, that's, again, good and bad and everything.
Yes.
So.
And so, yeah, so just, before you say, why do you charge if it's a gift? Well, because even gifts are not free.
Because I got bills to pay and I got to keep my light on.
And it costed her.
And I got to feed my family, you know.
Exactly. Don't ask them questions. Don't approach one and say, what's going to happen to me? Or am I going to pass my test tomorrow?
That's another thing. I am not a fortune teller. Because, personally, this, your future can always change. It's never written in stone. What I do is I give you the most probable outcome at this moment. If everything stayed on the same course, that's the beauty of free will. You can change your mind, your path.
They're giving you the.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, this is happening. If you can fix it, or you can
right,
change it, or you can. Yeah.
Right. If it's bad, change it. We had another visitor.
We definitely had. I saw that over my shoulder. I really did.
Oh, maybe a little psychic too.
For a minute there, I don't know if you guys noticed. I kind of was looking around the camera because I thought it was a glitch.
Well, there's definitely something in here because I'm feeling very nauseous at this moment.
Yes. So we're gonna wrap it up, guys. Especially because I think someone wants us to. I do want to bring something to you guys. I want to show you guys, which I'm gonna have to lift the camera here in a minute, but I'm going to show you some stuff that you can go visit ancientsire.com. Or Etsy/AncientsIre, or go to her YouTube channel. I'm sure she's got a link
I've got
as well.
Facebook, I've got Twitter, I've got Instagram.
I've also got some
I'm all over the
reviews,
place.
episodes where I reviewed some of her early merchandise. But this is just, she has a candle shop. Well, she has a shop with several different things, but candles is one of her unique talents I fell in love with. They're not your basic religious candles. Now, let me show you. Okay, so we have, for those of you who say she's a
broad
psychics
range.
Hate Jesus, psychics hate God, and they're not for the church.
Well, that
It's
would
not
be
true.
true.
These are just religious candle. This would consider this a religious candle with a bit of a update. They were kind of they needed an outfit. So this is this is a really...
That is the Egyptian Anak, which is the symbol of life in Egyptian culture.
She does this all herself, handmade. There's no employees. There's no slave shop. There's none of that. So this is all her.
No demons doing the work for me.
And no candle. None of them are the same. You will always get a different. Maybe could be a. If you want this and this is already sold, she can make you another one, but they will not be an identical.
Exactly. Yeah, they will not be identical.
Okay, guys, so we did not get to cover this. Oops. Damn it. Okay, guys, so we did not get to finish off our video at the end. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but I just wanted to finish off showing y'all Ancient Ire's products, her candle collection. It's a variety of different candles from a lot of different collections, but this is just what they look like. Again, this is from your, I believe she called it her Legacy collection. This is Selena from that collection. If you can see from here, I mean, it's definitely unique. They're one of a kind. You're not going to find these anywhere else. Here, what you see in front, this is your Selena collection ceramic tiles. Comes in a set of 4. If you can hear, they're ceramic, and they're very well glossed and protected, so you can actually put your drinks and stuff on them without harming it. I think we showed that one, but that is a cross. I don't know what these are called. If you have any input, you want to give me names, that's cool. But it's
the Egyptian.
That's this one right here, this religious candle. It's an Egyptian
Cross.
an Egyptian cross. Look how the gold, like, it looks like it's like running down into the bottom. It's really, really nice. You have your, what is this collection? Your villain collection. And this is Harley Quinn, of course. And then you have Poison Ivy here at the bottom. See if you guys can get a look at that beading. Of course, you have Ursula right there. Then you have Michael, let me get this guy, sorry. You have Michael Jackson, again from the Legacy collection. And Elvis, sorry, Jesus, you're gonna have to move over again. You got Elvis. And Michael. And of course, she's got others. Let me show you these from back here. This is Aaliyah. Let me turn this way. Aaliyah, you're on the runway. Look at that ribbon. Love the peacock. Well, I love the cock, but yes, we talk freely here at Orna's Daily Dose. No filters. Then you have Christmas is coming up. So
That one's called Silent Night.
this one's called Silent Night. And we'll give you guys pricing here in a second. Okay, and they have that sparkle. It's just gorgeous. You can use them as centerpiece. I mean, you can use them as pieces at your table for decor in your home. They're really nice. I do not like to burn mine because I just love them. But you can, if you don't want to burn them and you want to use them for just keep the candle itself. That's awesome. But I don't like to burn them. And let's get a better look at Ursula. Even Ursula has fans. And they're all marked with the Ancients Ire logo. This is how you know if you're actually at the right website. This is her logo, Ancients Ire. And again, she is on YouTube at Ancients Ire. ANCIENTSIRE. And these candles go for how much? $29.95 for your regulars.
Right now, during the holidays, you have free shipping.
During the holidays, there's free shipping. And let me show you guys in case you missed yesterday's episode. This is your Jumbo Selena candle.
Yeah.
These are more expensive, of course, but they are.
The Jumbo start at 34.
They start at 34. If you can see, Selena is.
Also do minis.
She does minis as well, which is like your smaller candles. Those are. I'm sorry, how much?
They start around $14.95.
$14.95. This Selena Jumbo is how much again?
Give or take about 30. I don't know exactly.
I believe it was $39.95 for your regular jumbos. If she doesn't have it in her shop, you can put a request in if it's not over the top. Don't ask for like extraordinary, like, you know, just
Hit me up. I can make it.
she can make it more than likely, but don't ask for her for dumb things. Like, let's make you know, let's turn Selena into half Selena, half Aaliyah, that type of stuff. Just if it's a photo that you want and she doesn't have it, she can make it. The coasters, how much were the coasters? Set of 4.
Set of 4 is $21.95.
$21.95. Okay. And with that, we are signing off. Thank you for viewing today's episode of Orna's Daily Dose. And
December reading.
check out Ancients Ire's YouTube channel for her December generalized readings. And subscribe, hit like, share, and comment below. Don't forget, we still have the contest going on for who is going to be the winner of the 2 question, 2 answers exclusive one-on-one with Ancients Ire. So, again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys again real soon.